Alright YouTube, how's it going? Buster here. Thought I'd do a wee video today because I've got a sore finger. Basically I was at work during the week, I don't know if you can see that. I've basically took a bit of skin off my finger. It's healing up now, but I'm finding it obviously hard to play. So today's videos, it should have been tomorrow but it's today, is about a squier. They call it the pbass by Affinity, but as you can see it's actually it's a PJ configuration. This one isn't mine, this one's my friend's. Me and him he bought this first, and he bought it probably in December 2017 from our shop, Guitar in Glasgow. About 2018, about March, I bought mine. Same shop. He bought his on its own, so rather than buying the kit it comes with the amplifier, he just bought this on its own. So it's the one with the golden squier and the headstock. This one's made in China. The one that I got is the one that's got the solid black squire, and it came in a kit. I got the kit, I think it was, I can't remember how much I paid for it, but I sold the amplifier for 80 quid. So I think it was like 300 for the bass and the amplifier. So I sold it for, so I got it for, I think it was like 100 and 220 quid, which these go for, 220 quid brand new. So we got them. He got his because he's a guitar player, but he wants to kind of mess about with bass and have a bass kind of kicking about the house. So months went by, and I happened to be up at his house and I had a wee shot of this, and there's a lot of differences between this one and mine. Now, to say this is a Chinese one, differences is these have got Fender style pots in them, like CTS style pots, where it's a solid shaft rather than the geared one, so it has to be screwed in. These knobs. Pickups are different. His are gloss covers on his, mine are matte. Sound wise they're not that different. The jack socket's different. I'll show you mine in a minute, but his has got a plate on his. He's still not took the cellophane off the off the scratch plate. Other differences is mine's got more of a matte neck, so the neck headstock's like a matte feel. This is like a kind of satin neck. Fretboards different. It's not got a skunk stripe. Mine has. Tuners were roughly the same. Mine were kinda cheaper ones. His are more like proper Fender style. I think that was pretty much it. But there's quite a lot of difference. So obviously I've customised mine. So I've made mine look more like a Duff McKagan bass. So as I said, there's no much differences, but there is differences in them. So excuse the playing because my finger's a bit sore, so I'll play a wee bit of something on this and then I'll show you the difference between what you can do here. Squier. That says my videos are all about spending a little bit of money, or little as possible, but getting a good instrument, or even getting one that you can upgrade. So this is to show you a before upgrade and after upgrade. So this is not tuned down half a step like my other one is. So it sounds better than a bass really. My finger there. Sorry, this is going through my BH250. I've got on the tone print I've got Duff McKagan's chorus through that. It's gone through my 4x12. So try that again without hurting my finger. Jesus, my finger's killing me, it's really, really sore. You're going to need to forgive my playing. It's absolutely marvellous. It's right on the tip. There's a pair of pliers. I worked in I'm a refrigeration engineer. And I was working a pair of pliers in the dark, stupidly, trying to get a cap off, and I've squeezed the pliers and it's cut the pad off my finger. So it's nipping. Scottish word for nipping. Burny. It feels like my finger's on fire. So enough of the kerfuggle with that. So what I'll do is I'll take the strap off my other. I'll get my bass. Now this is my. They say we bought these a couple of months apart, but I've modded mine. So same guitars, but the differences is, as I'll show you. So the base model is pretty much the same. You can do the same. So I don't know if you can see that on the neck. If you see the shape of the headstock, try to get this so I can. Where's mine? So if you look at the shape of the headstock, there's more of a prominent on this one. This is my mate's one. You can actually see this bit. It's really prominent. Mine's more of a smooth one. I've got the skunk stripe in the back of mine. He hasn't. Believe it or not, the black is a different colour. Mine's more like a kind of smoky black. I don't know if you'll be able to see that in the camera. Mine's a kind of more smoky black. His is a very gloss black. But they're fundamentally the same guitars. The mods that I did to mine, I've done that kind of video on this before. So it is a 3-ply pickguard, but I've went round and painted it solid black, so it's all black. These have got roto sounds, drop zones on them, because this is always tuned half a step down for doing, as you see my sign, for doing duff stuff. It's got the pickups covers are more matte than shiny. I've got a kind of high mass style bridge on it. Not a very expensive bridge. Black tuners. I'm trying to get this in the camera. Black tuners, black string tree. Obviously red. You can see these strings are well used because the threads are all starting to come off the end. Just says mine's got the skunk stripe. I've put shoulder style locking tuners on it. See, that's the difference if you look at this compared to his. So his has got a plate, mine has got the insert jack plug on mine. Just slight differences. There's nothing major, but I can't remember if I've changed the pickups. I don't think I have, or I did and I changed them back. I think I did. I've got black knobs on it. Pots I think are the same. I mod that many guitars, I can't remember. But what I did do is, you can see his fretboard's quite a dark, nice looking rosewood. Well, mine was kind of more, it looked cheap. So I end up putting tattoo ink on it to darken it up. So this is my Duff McKagan bass. This is what I use for playing all the Guns N' Roses stuff, because I can't afford a Duff McKagan signature. I can't afford even the reissue of the 1980s Japanese yellow bass that he's got, so this is what I play a lot of Guns N' Roses on. So, as I said, there is slight differences in them, but you can mod them. So I've made this look like Duff McKagan's. I mean, I could go and get Seymour Duncan's and put Seymour Duncan's in it, which I probably will do eventually, because I'll probably never get rid of this guitar. And that's about it. Mine says in the back of it, crafted in Indonesia, with a seal number, designed and backed by Fender. This originally, the headstock, it did say Squier pbass by Fender, Squier pbass Affinity, but it was the black writing on it. And all this is just vinyl. So what I've got it up here. So you get this from Amazon. Graphic Star. Buy this from Amazon. You get 10 A4 sheets that does 2 headstocks a sheet. So you just clean your headstock off, stick this on, cut, obviously take all your tuners and stuff off, cut round the holes, cut round the headstock. And usually what I do is get a bit of sandpaper and sand the edge so it's nice and smooth, and then go round it with a Sharpie to get a nice clean edge. And that's how I got this. I've drew a wee skull, I don't know if you can see it. There's a wee skull on the scratch plate here. So yeah, that's it. So you can buy one of these either in the kit or on its own. So on its own's 210 or 220, I think the range, and then you can make it look like this. Then obviously upgrade it. So I mean, you can get a really nice sounding bass for a cheap price. So that's a cheaper option than buying the £1,000 Duff bass by a seller. £220. I don't know what would be in dollars. £220 Squier pbass, and do your mod step. Again, as I said, my channel's all about, when I grew up, basses, you either paid stupid money for a bass, a really good bass, or you got paid little money and got a really shit bass. So I'm all about trying to get a nice bass or a nice instrument for cheap and customise to yourself. Not a lot of people like this, but this is the one that I play a lot of Guns N' Roses on. Says drop zones on it. So basically, if you didn't want to pay the money for drop zones, Rokesound drop zones are about 50 quid a pair. But what you could do is, basically, if it's a 5-string bass, the thinnest string's taken away, and then it's the fattest strings. This is a 130 by 65, I think. That's what the drop zones come in at. And basically what happens is, because it's a thicker string, when you drop tune it doesn't go sloppy. Duff doesn't use them, he uses RS66s, but I tried it on this and they were far too sloppy for me. So I just got Rokesound drop zones on these. Really nice strings, I love Rokesounds. And it's all, if you listen to Duff, it's all about the pick as well and how close the pickup is, stuff like that. You can set it up. I mean, the strings are really low on this. So yeah, that's it. So if you want to get yourself a Duff McKagan bass, get yourself a £220 Squier Affinity pbass, vinyl the headstock, change the machine heads to black bridge, black knobs, and that's you got a Duff looking bass anyway. But these are really, really nice basses. Definitely recommend them, but they're definitely all different I'm thinking of buying a white one and doing the same as what I did to this one. Do it white with the black headstock and stuff like that. But aye, lovely. But this is very, very similar to the Chinese one that I made, the Billy Sheen one to me. Pretty much the same guitar, but I think it's 9 years of a difference, but they're pretty much the same guitar. Or the thickness of the headstock as well is different. Mine's thinner, like the side profile's thinner on mine, but they're pretty much the same guitars. That's the same, pretty much the same neck on this as which is on this. Same feeling and stuff like that kind of glossy feel. So there you go, there's another bass seat if you want to upgrade and do some stuff too. It says, I'll probably post this on the Squier page. Hopefully he's come to my YouTube channel, which I'll link in it, and you like and subscribe to it, please, because it costs you anything. So it'll be no video for me tomorrow because I'm going to give my finger a rest. And and the deal was if I get to use his guitar, I gave it a set up, a clean and new strings. So he's got some nice new Johnny Brooks strings that are £6 a pair you can get from Amazon. Really good strings for cheap. So he's got a new set of strings. They're quite slinky as well. They're no good for drop tuning, but just standard tuning are fine. You want a kind of heavier string for drop tuning. So that's the deal. All intonation's done, setup's done nice and low. So you'll be happy with that. It's clean as well. So yeah, if you don't mind liking and subscribing, that'd be cool. Cheers, have a great week, and see you next week. Carry on.